Um, what's corruption for? Upgraded items appear in rewards less often. That's a significant downside. Should we try another run? Like, speed it a bit? I'm gonna go with Juggernaut, Druid actually, and I need a damage dealer. Someone who can scale that damage pretty well. Druid wants ability speed, cast a lot. Druid will be my healer here, Juggernaut will be my tank who wants max HP, maybe defense. And then we want a damage dealer. Do we take the Berserker? Or the Alchemist? The Alchemist is a really demanding damage dealer because they want both their damages up, both their abilities upgraded, while the Berserker can easily get away with just the first one. Gladiator is not a damage dealer. Brawler kind of needs to tank to really be good, I think. But maybe not, maybe I'm wrong there. Frostmancer's more of a supporter. Bard is definitely a supporter and nothing else. We could try to go with a Cleric damage dealer, but that requires some very specific items. Assassin could work. Assassin scales decently well with attack damage and speed. They have a lot of speed already. Have a decent supporting ability. Sure. Let's do a run with these. We care about what? I think honestly defense might be what we care about. No, it's probably attack. Don't really want to go into the forest right now. You burn. I want everyone to be adjacent to the druid so we can get the heals off. We did negate some of the burn here. Thanks to the druid helping us out there. Noble Ward gives us starting negate. That was very good in our last run. Slitherfang Kunai could be decent at the damage on the Juggernaut. Brain Sage could be some extra healing on the druid. I'm gonna go with the Noble Ward. I value the early negates a lot. Let's stay here. Slitherer attacks reduce your target's defense and speed. Luckily we do have the Noble Ward, so that shouldn't be a huge deal. And we also have the extra negate from the druid. Arcane Stabilizer, Ragnarok, Whirlwind Axe. I think we take Ragnarok and try to build around it. Let's give it to the Assassin for now, who is currently definitely the best wielder. Magmorpher, have a chance to be disarmed. I don't want my assassin to be disarmed. Poison all enemies. We'll have to see. This might go badly. The poison comes kind of late. We already have a negate up on the Juggernaut again. Didn't get to trigger Ragnarok here. We would need to scale speed quite a bit to make that happen. Maybe we take a Dueling Blade. Deal damage equal to your target equal to 6% of your missing HP. You usually won't be missing HP though. The speed is nice, but I think I'll go with the Oaken Knot for extra healing. Let's stay in the caves. Go for it. Victory grants vicious goo. We would have to fight 2 of these goo guys, I think. I guess we can try. We do have the Ragnarok. We do have the negate. Maybe we can do it. We don't have any potions or anything. That's actually a pretty tough fight, so it might not work out. We did get the poison negated on the Juggernaut. One of them is down. Ragnarok triggered. We silenced the enemy as well. There go my backliners. Please die. Wow. That was rough. Vicious goo. Attackers have a 20% chance to be disarmed. That seems very nice. That should help us quite a bit on this elite battle. Forest Guardian. Not much to do here. Like, the negates don't even matter because it's not applying debuffs. But Ragnarok should certainly help. There it goes. Please don't die, assassin. Whew. Arcane Stabilizer, Book of the First, Rod of Casting. I think I'll take the Rod of Casting to make the Druid act a bit faster. Mighty Ability Orb. That goes on the Druid. More attack buffs, more max HP. Do want to go for all elites if possible. And we can get an upgrade here on the Ragnarok, for example. What do you upgrade to? 40% chance to be disarmed? There's also the Maiden's Mirror, which would be amazing on the Druid. I'm gonna go with the Ragnarok though. I want to build around this item. It's very strong if built around correctly. And it might be the reason that why we want to maybe pick up a Pyromancer later on. I will use the Druid as the secondary tank for the small enemy that spawns there, because the Druid does gain a lot of frail defense, so they will be tanky for a shot. And the Juggernaut is probably going to be pretty low once the Ancient Defender goes down. We do have a Mana Spring Elixir if we want to use that. We can't quite out-heal that enemy. Although, it does seem possible, honestly. Yeah. An ability orb. Always nice to see. Sleetstone Saber, probably. Increase the speed and attack of the assassin, so we can hit harder with Ragnarok. Gain an ability orb. But all heroes lose 4 attack permanently is rough. I think I lose 10 morale to upgrade a random ability. And it hit the Juggernaut's passive, which is really good. Which is actually the one I wanted to upgrade anyways with this ability orb. I still might do so. What does the assassin get? Double poison damage. Poison damage might not be what we build around. Although poison damage triggers the same way as the Ragnarok, so maybe. Druid gains more frail defense, which is really not what we are using here. Let's upgrade the Juggernaut. Make them even tankier. Ah, the poison enemies. We do have to have the Druid on the same side if we want to be able to heal the Juggernaut. We do want the negates on the Juggernaut, I think. No, we want the negates on the Druid, so the Druid can heal the Juggernaut and the negates will prevent further poisons from being applied. So we take a little bit of poison early to prevent the later poisons. Might be fine. Might not be fine. Starting MP death at the start of combat, gain a shield. That could be decent. Fool's Crown could be okay. Unstable Orb. I'll go with the Fool's Crown for the Juggernaut. Although the Juggernaut already has items. Yeah, that was probably not the smartest idea. This spider shouldn't be too big of a deal, but she also does apply poison to adjacent units. So we might want to do the same thing again. The druid will cast before the spider, so we will have a negate up to prevent the poison. Yeah, with the druid casting faster than the spider, thanks to the rod of casting, we should be fine here. Huh, the poison still got applied. The speed reduction got prevented by the negate instead. That sucks. I care much more about the poison, but we are fine here anyways. I want an offensive item now. But we don't have the option to choose one. I'm gonna go with the Crystalline Protector for an earlier cast instead. These guys again. Maybe we don't even want the druid to heal the Juggernaut at the moment. Just so we don't have to deal with the poison. No, probably better to have the druid on that side and just deal with the poison. There goes the Ragnarok. Whirlwind Axe. That's how we scale up the Ragnarok damage. One more normal battle. Slitheros. We do want to target them down first. That is fine to hit a druid. I don't mind that at all. Noble Ward will prevent some of the death reduction. Sure. The disarm will also help with that. Soon the Ragnarok should activate. There we go. Holy Charm. Healing received is increased by 15%. That seems very significant. The Mystical Fruit is also interesting, but I think I'll go with the Holy Charm here. Merchant. I'm gonna upgrade the Whirlwind Axe here actually over the Ragnarok again, because the attack speed is more important. And that's it, I think. Oh, we pick up an Enchanter's Chainmail. No, I think I'm okay. We won't need that this early. I would like to pick one up in the next deck though. Attack supply ruin and poison. I would like to have ruin myself for this fight, but I won't. But the Ragnarok proc will do a decent amount against these enemies. The silence on you really hurt us. There is the Ragnarok. And now these are going down fast. Another Noble War could be good. Searing Edge is a speed item. I guess I will take that over the Sleet Stone. And the other one can, I guess, go on the Druid. Enemies lose 5 defense every 3 seconds. Take piercing damage. Deal attack damage to all enemies. Apply disarm. Reduce their attack by 5. We don't want you to get disarmed. Minor blessings. Or HP regen. HP regen. You can wield the saber, I guess. The Searing Edge, I guess. That should be good. Do have the Flash Pellet for a stun or the Mana Spring Elixir, but I think we might be doing fine without either of them. Life-Giving Chamber, Headdress of Fury, Calamity. Calamity is not necessary when we have Ragnarok. They are pretty similar. And this is every 9 times we deal 1000% attack damage. Half of it over time and piercing. We would need to upgrade this to level 3 to be comparable. Ragnarok just is better, but it takes a while to go off, which is its downside. Headdress of Fury. Increasing attack over time. Who are we gonna pick up next? Because whoever we are going to pick, the item we choose is mostly for them. Berserker to wield the Ragnarok would be an option. Then we would need to find a new purpose for the Assassin. We could make the Assassin kind of a caster to silence a lot, but I don't think that's really that good. Yeah, the Assassin doesn't really scale their abilities very well. The Assassin is good enough as a Ragnarok wielder, I think. We don't really need another one for that. Maybe we want to use a caster. Actually, you know what? I want to bring the Pyromancer to detonate that Ragnarok burn immediately. But they don't really scale that well with Headdress of Fury. I'm gonna take the Life-Giving Chamber as a support unit, as a support item. I could see myself picking up the Cleric with the Life-Giving Chamber. It's gonna do a lot of damage with his ability. Maybe that's what we do. Life-Giving Chamber on the Cleric for burst damage at the start. I like it. Make haste. Elites and bosses. Healing received is increased, yes. That's pretty much what we want. Life-giving goes on you. We want to upgrade your passive. Deals 100% attack damage to your target when you heal a hero by any means. And we will heal heroes a lot. That is piercing damage, so the shield won't be affected. We'll have to see. When you're in the front row, you target backliners. They might actually sometimes be good, but not here. Noble Ward. I think we want to stack the HP on you. So you have a stronger life-giving chamber. And move the Searing Blade over to the Assassin. Actually, maybe the Sleetstone Saber now. The Whirlwind Axe will already take care of speed. Who's active do we upgrade? Probably the Clerics as well. Having more healing gives us more time to trigger Ragnarok. Actually gonna move you there. Just so you can get healed by our healers. Every second we fire 3 shots with the smite, thanks to the life-giving chamber, giving the cleric decent damage right from the get-go. There's another holy charm. Healing received is increased. I don't think we need more than 1. Slit of Kunai could be a good aggressive item for the druid. Because the frail defense does count. So that's actually gonna go up to 85 defense, and this is 15%. That will be around 13 damage to all enemies with each attack. It's not a huge amount, but it does matter. Wretches. I think we should be fine against them. Cleric is really providing a lot of damage with the life-giving chamber here. I like it. As long as we don't need debuffs, we want to increase your debuff resistance. We want to increase your HP more. Guard Patrol. Disarm your target. That doesn't really matter. Enemy active ability cost by 25 each time they are used. I want to prevent that on my druid. I actually want attack on my cleric. There. Higher attack means higher smite damage. Oh, we disarmed the backliner, nice. Cleric is there for the burst damage at the start, and the assassin takes care of the later stages of the fight. I like it. Champion's Guard. It's a decent amount of HP. Some scaling defense over the course of a fight, which we don't really need. Tundra Talisman, apply 2 frost to all enemies every 3 seconds. I think I'm gonna take that. Also gives us starting MP. That might be good for the druid, perhaps. Attack damage to a target, apply ruin. We don't want to ruin. Maybe it's time to drop the vicious goo. Apply ruin and 2 frost. I wish the noble award were upgraded a bit, but that will come later. Fine. Maybe we should have... No, I think focusing on the mutant dweller is actually fine. There is the ruin, but the enemy is almost dead. Ascension Cloak? Probably not. Feel like neither of those are really that important here. Attackers have a chance to be stunned. Attack damage and apply ruin. Deals damage without any adjacent ally to your target. We are all adjacent. Heal ally, remove random negative effect. That should be fine. Nice. Like me a bottled blizzard. Avalanche? Probably not how we scale our damage. Just gonna take the gold. Actually, I'm gonna take avalanche. I can always sell it if I want the gold. Oh, we skipped one elite, huh? I didn't even notice that was there. Whoops. Should be fine. Let's focus on the Preacher first, Doomsdayer later. That's not gonna work if we... unless we have everyone adjacent here. Oh, we can probably kill the Doomsdayer before he casts his spell. Thanks to our Cleric's early burst damage. Yeah, look at that. There they go. Here comes Doom and it didn't trigger. Another Whirlwind Axe. Don't really want to stack them up, but as long as we don't have anything better. Again, I'll just take the holy water here. Deal damage to your target, apply ruin, gain 30 MP, change your target. We definitely want to focus you first. These guys care about enemies not having adjacent allies, so I think our setup here is decent. Really wish we could scale the Cleric's attack up a bit more. Or give him additional chances to heal. But that's not really possible right now. That was a pretty early rampage trigger. But now one enemy is dead and we should be fine. I'm gonna take a Royal Morningstar for our Cleric. Just so we have a better life-giving chamber triggers. This enemy is scary. I wanna switch in the holy water here. Flash pellet can also be useful. We have good scaling and a strong early game. We might be okay. I'm gonna use the holy water in case the enemy gets to cast their spell. But they won't because we have silence. None of these really interest me that much. I'm gonna take the gold. Ability Orb goes 100% on the Cleric. That's 50% more smite damage. That will make a big difference. All heroes reduce the cost of their active abilities. Or do I want to make the path change? This is very nice, honestly. It's just a nice permanent benefit. It's not huge, but it does make a bit of a difference. Ruin. The Noble Ward. That applies only when these are defeated. And when these cast their spells. Maybe we have gotten enough negates on the Juggernaut by the time they cast their spells or these die. So, sure. Let's give it a go. Oof. Yeah, that was too much burst there. Uh-oh. I was too slow with my potions. Mage Seeker is not really what I'm looking for. Is there are there tooltips for the potion, hotkeys for the potions? Maybe. Stuns the unit who has dealt the most attack damage. The Cleric might actually die from that. Probably not gonna be able to silence them before they cast their spell. Unless we get some starting MP on our assassin. Actually, Rod of Casting is the way to do that, right? 10% speed, your first attacks grant 3 MP. We need 6 MP, so 2 attacks. Yeah, that's easy. Then we can silence them before they cast their spell. And that should give us enough time to get them down, hopefully. If not, we still have that holy water or a flash pellet. What else? Fine, I think this is good. There is the silence again. The Cleric has a shield and is at full HP, so I think we can take 1 hit. Yep. Cobra's Reach, Bound Elements, Brain Sage. Brain Sage is something that might help our Cleric heal more and trigger more smites that way. Sure. Ability Orb, if anything, that goes on the Assassin, but I don't think it goes on anyone. I think we sell it. Maybe not right now. Maybe we pick up another hero first. I'm still looking at either the Pyromancer or the Berserker. Either one would be nice. Necrophage. Attackers are healed for 10% of the attack and active ability damage they deal to you. That triggers a heal every time. Who heals though? Is it the attacker that heals? Is it the enemy? Is it the wielder of the necrophage? So I'm not sure if that actually triggers the cleric. Wanna find out? I wanna find out. I think we upgrade our Whirlwind Axe and our Ragnarok now. I am considering upgrading the Royal Morningstar eventually. Don't like the Mage Seeker. I'm gonna sell that so we can get 1 more upgrade. I think that goes on the Holy Charm. Healing received is increased. I also gonna yeah, sell the Avalanche. I don't think I'm gonna pick up a Frost Mage or anything like that. I'm gonna sell 1 of these, and we have so many potions. Mana Spring, I guess. Cure All can actually really be a lifesaver. Don't like the Mana Springs too much. Bottled Blizzard can also be a huge game changer, so I'm gonna keep that around. And we get 1 more upgrade. I think that might go on the Noble Ward. Having more negates makes a lot of fights a lot easier. Many fights use debuffs excessively, and if you prevent them, you will be just fine. There we have Doomsayer on the backline. That's a bit worrying. I'm gonna send the Druid over there to heal. Keep the Cleric on this side. The assassin did heal some damage. The only way to do so is with the necrophage. So apparently it does count for their healing. So let's give it to the druid who can apply it. So we can keep scaling our attack on the cleric. I'm also gonna pick up a high elf claymore for the same reason. It's the abomination again. Poison attack cost while your shield is active. Apply major curse to all allies. Sure. Headdress of Fury, Demon Prison. 100 piercing damage to all enemies. That's just not good. However you slice it, it's just bad. Right? Seeker of Virtue is quite good though. I'm gonna put it on the Cleric for the chance of a heal over time. I will also very much benefit from any attack buffs it gives us on the Cleric. Who else do we add to this? Berserker could take over the Assassin's build, and the Assassin can go for a more supportive role, being more of a silence spammer. Oops. There we go. Pyromancer would be tempting to use the Ragnarok with. But no. $10 more gold from all, 10% more gold from all sources. That's just strictly worse than merchant price reduction, which we don't have here, so we might still want it. Fine. Let's upgrade the Berserker's Frenzy and move Ragnarok and Whirlwind Axe over to them. Not sure what else. Maybe the Rod of Casting? Sure. The Assassin can now gain more caster focused items. Well, we don't really have a ton of those. Or like just generally decent items like Brain Sage, I guess. The weakest hero, not adjacent. Let's also give the Cleric his final. Remove all stacks of a random negative effect. Yeah. We don't really have a crazy caster, so we can probably go to the courtyard. We won't be buffing up these drakes too much. Let's move these over here. We can have you start applying frost to the frost drake and poison. Should be fine. Probably better off with a whirlwind axe than a high elf claymore though. Let's see if we can melt this mantis real quick. We can. Yep, this is good. This is very good. They only have the chance to pick up a symbiote. That is pretty slow on the assassin, but it still might be what we want to do here. It's probably not good, honestly. It's just such a low benefit. Maybe if it were upgraded. Carrion spawn, they redirect our attacks to the bristle beast, so we might as well attack that first. Move all enemies hit away from their adjacent allies. That's a bit annoying, but at least we will then have our tank on the other side of the board as well. So that should be fine. That cleric is a killing machine. When you use your active ability, we really don't have anyone scaling their active ability out of control. Let's pick up the gold. We can take all 3 elites this floor, and I think we want to. We do have to go for the Drake first this time around, which is a little bit annoying, unless we can kill them before they can activate their ability. That might be possible if we get some starting MP on the assassin. Actually, we don't need this. 15, so brings it down to 54. We need a bit more than that. Do it like this, maybe? That should give us the edge in this fight. Splitting the damage between the Druid and the Juggernaut seems to have been a good call here. The Juggernaut almost died. Fenrir's Bane is an item I really value quite highly. And we do have someone who scales their attack more than anything else. An odd individual approaches with a feline tail protruding from behind the ropes. Wizard, hail travelers! For mere pittance, I shall transform an item of yours into another. I am afraid I cannot guarantee any specific outcome, but the spectacle alone is worthwhile, yes? We are not using the Vicious Goo, so we could transform it. We could also intimidate him to gain 2 items. Let's transform it. We gain a Whirlwind Axe plus. That is nice. That is really quite nice. Let's go for another event. Even though morale actually does scale our power with the Seeker of Virtue. Ooh, I don't want to lose max HP permanently, but upgrading a random ability is... No, we have our abilities where they should be. Upgrading a random item is probably better. 10 max HP of everyone. We could have fought that once or twice, but I really don't wanna. Man, I scale up that Ragnarok all the time, but the Cleric is just out damaging it by just using a life-giving chamber and some random items. Although the Cleric will eventually fall off once the life-giving chamber heal over time effect falls off. Gonna go with the safety slime on the Juggernaut there. Oh, that's a lot of these guys. Not really sure what to do here. So I'll just start a fight. Okay, looks like we can take them down pretty quickly. That worked out. I'm gonna get another one of these Tundra Talismans. Apply more frost, maybe. Sure, the starting MP is also not bad on the Assassin. Gain Realm Tooth. All heroes bleed uncontrollably next combat. I think Realm Tooth is very nice. We could also upgrade a random ability for 50 gold. Yeah, let's gain the Realm Tooth. Your attacks have a 10% chance to heal all heroes for 20% of your max HP over 10 seconds. That goes on the Cleric. Right? Your max HP. Yeah, trigger the Cleric more often. His Smite. Ah, these guys. I think we just focus on bursting down the boss. I really want you to hit the boss. But I can't have everyone hit the boss, so... If someone has to hit another target, it's probably the assassin. It would actually be the Juggernaut, but that also doesn't work. There's the Juggernaut down, but I think we still win. Stun Barb, it's a good speed item. Mostly because it's already upgraded. That goes on probably the Assassin. Yeah, I think... it probably doesn't matter too much, to be honest. That doesn't increase the silence or anything. So it's not really that good. I guess we use it for item upgrades then. Both elites and then the final shop is probably how we path here. We should start using these items. Oh, there's a shop right now. Well, let's sell some stuff. Yuki's Hurricane could be very nice on the Berserker. It's only for 5 seconds, but it's a huge speed increase and gets the Whirlwind X going. It's probably better than the second Whirlwind X. Do want the Holy Charm fully upgraded. I think it's time to also upgrade the Seeker of Virtue. Let's sell this. 3 blessings for every 5 morale we have. Think we take off the Whirlwind X. Let's sell some stuff. We don't need an upgraded High Elf Claymore or Whirlwind X. Sleetstone Saber? No, we have better ways of applying frost by now. Searing Edge? No. Crystalline? The sorting MP sometimes matters. Royal Morningstar? Probably not. Let's pick up the Yukis. Oaken Knot? Probably not anymore. Bokjaw? Sure. Mana Spring as well. Let's upgrade the Yukis, the 60% speed for 6 seconds. We want to upgrade it one more time, so it lasts even longer. These are also good upgrades, especially the life-giving chamber, but for damage they're not necessary. They're only necessary for defense. Maybe the Necrophage would require 1 upgrade. Does the assassin ever heal? Probably not. Let's remove the Brain Sage. Brain Sage, probably not what we want here. We don't have that much MP gain anyways. Stun Barb, the 20% speed item. Like the Druid, Slit of Kunai doesn't matter at all, so let's give him the stun instead. Don't need the flash pellet, so we can afford one more upgrade on the Yukis for 80% speed for 7 seconds. That really gets the Whirlwind X and the Frenzy going and triggers the Ragnarok early. So it should be a big boost for our Berserker. Honestly, Whirlwind X is probably pretty good on the Assassin as well. She does have quite high attack speed, so that might be nice. apply a poison. We do have the Noble Ward to prevent the poisons and the stuns to some degree. 270 to everyone. Mostly worried about the Cleric, but the Seeker of Virtue should keep him alive. Fine. Yeah. Yeah, the Cleric is going kind of crazy. I'll take an upgraded Sleet Stone, I guess. No. No, I'll take the gold. We can upgrade another passive. Maybe the Druids, but probably not. How do we keep our assassin safe? Maybe if we move the Cleric over here. I think that's how we do it. Put the Druid in the back, just in case. Yeah, Cleric has just such a crazy burst damage early on. Ability Orb. This is another case of taking the money. Final Merchant, we have 2 orbs to sell. I'll take a Maiden's Mirror. Put that on the Cleric instead of the Realm Tooth. Realm Tooth, I guess could go on the Druid. It might be more healing than the Necrophage. We could also just sell it. Sell both orbs. Buy some more upgrades. I think it's time to upgrade the Life-Giving Chamber. Gives us a big amount of defense when we upgrade it. We don't need Fenrir's Bane anymore. A final upgrade, Maiden's Mirror. Yeah, just so the Cleric heals more. Can we get another upgrade at 17, 34, 56, 76? We would need to sell one of these potions and they're all pretty good. Fine. We're actually... Yeah, we're actually just there. I want that Maiden's Mirror upgraded. That's gonna be a ton of extra healing early on. And we are gonna end fights very, very early on with this comp. This is like the burst damage comp. Interstellar Cellar. 5 revenge next combat actually matters. But I'm okay with it. I don't want to upgrade all my items because many of them are already fully upgraded. So it will be a huge stat loss. We do have the Cure All and I'm gonna use it to remove the revenge. Lava Plume. We definitely want the most fragile heroes off to the side as far as possible. Because that's gonna hit the area of the effect winds on each use. So first it only hits the Juggernaut and the enemy behind, and then it hits the one adjacent, and then it goes to the third, and then finally to the final line. We're using a Cure All at the start of the battle, and go. Our Cleric casts his nuke. Wasn't actually quite as crazy of a heal as I thought. Headdress of Fury. No, it's just a Scorch. It's just a Scorch for the support assassin. Let's make haste. We gain a huge buff. Let's use our ability orbs. Whose active ability do we care about? Probably the Berserker, because they do scale up their damage even more. I think it's just stack everyone on one side. So the Juggernaut gets targeted instead. Druid can tank one of the enemies, that's fine. We want the leech on the enemy the Cleric is attacking, that's already okay. And I think we upgrade the Druid's defense again here. Just for this fight. This fight should go pretty easy with Ragnarok and the Cleric's nukes. Yeah, look at that. They died almost instantly. The boss is permanently, not permanently, but silenced for most of the time. Didn't even get his ability off a single time. And pretty much the same fate should befall the final boss as well. That's how we do it. Might as well use the Mana Spring Elixir to gain some more MP. Actually, losing our heal over time effects reduces our Cleric damage, and the Ragnarok might not always hit because of the negate, so we won't always have the burn damage, but we just out heal the damage she does easily. So and another level up on our crew. That was a nice run. I knew the life-giving chamber was gonna be nuts on the Cleric. I didn't think it was gonna be that strong, but it is really overwhelmingly powerful. The Cleric immediately nukes his target for a ton of damage. Just scale up his attack and everything will be fine. The Assassin really didn't do a whole lot this run, and she was just a support unit, but I mean, I guess she did carry us through the early game. That counts for something. Druid, just a nice healer support unit off tank. Very flexible. Probably the most flexible unit so far. And what else? Juggernaut, just a very solid tank unit with that passive of them. So yeah. And of course, don't forget the Berserker, who really scales well with attack speed and just trigger abilities that base on attacks.